Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Burton Borders. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about our supposed two bids that we've made for Lukaku, and a little bit about the Livramento to Southampton deal. So guys, this is the first video I've made for a few days. I had the tragic loss of my mother, who was the victim of COVID. So I've been just going through the grieving process, and so I won't be making as many videos as I used to, because I still got a lot of things to sort out with regards arrangements and everything else. So that's why I haven't been active on YouTube in the last few days. But back to the news, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about this Lukaku situation, Haaland and Livramento. So first of all, in the news today, all the journalists in the UK are reporting that Chelsea have had two bids for Lukaku turned down, and that he's our number one target after it became clear that Dortmund are not going to budge on their £150 million Haaland valuation. So the latest bid, supposed bid that has been turned down is in the region of £110 million, with Lukaku insisting that he wants to stay at Inter Milan, but Chelsea not giving up on their chase. But does this make sense? This story makes sense. I'm going to dissect it. I'll let you know why I don't think it makes a lot of sense. First of all, Chelsea are really bidding £110 million for Lukaku, that's 40 million. That's 40 million less than what you'll get for Haaland. Okay, Lukaku's proven in the Premiership. He's now like a top-rate striker, and he's improved his game while he's been in Italy. So his buy will be a no-risk one. So I kind of get that. But if you're willing to spend 110 million, or go up even higher, for somebody who's 28 years of age, then financially it will make more business sense to put the extra 40 million on somebody who's 20 years old. Because with the way that Chelsea like to do business, and you've seen it with the way that we've signed Hazard in the past at a young age, we've done it with Haaland, even Werner's still young, so we'll spend big money on young players because they've got a resale value, and Chelsea know that if they get 5 or 6 good years out of them, and then they want to go on to pastures new, then we can still sell them at a profit. Getting in Lukaku at 28 on a 4 or 5 year contract, by the time he's, his contract's finished, he's going to be 33. Are we going to be able to get half of that money back? No, not even a third of that money. Probably at the most, probably get 20 to 30 million pounds. Even at 33, yeah, probably 10. You're looking at 10 million for a 33-year-old. So, from a financial point of view, even now, okay, you're saving 40 million now, but what are you going to be gaining in the future? And that's the way Chelsea have always done their business of late. So that's why one of the reasons I don't think that this story makes sense. The other thing, my other theory I have about this is that Chelsea do not want to go as high as 150 million for Haaland, maybe 110, 120. So they're signalling, they're telling Dortmund through the media, this is how much we're prepared to pay on a striker. I've heard it a couple of times before, where there are other reports coming out saying Chelsea have got 120 million euro or pound, I can't remember if it's euro or pound, earmarked for a new striker. So they're telling Dortmund through the media, this is how much how high we're prepared to go. And by letting these stories come out about Lukaku, it made me, Dortmund, it's always going to be a cat and mouse thing. Dortmund are insistent on what they want for Haaland, but they're not silly. If they can get 50 million over market value for what he's worth next season with a release clause, then it's a good deal to take. So they think that Chelsea have lost interest in Haaland and are definitely going for a Lukaku, that may make them drop 10 to 15 million pounds. So so it's like a smart, clever game that Chelsea may be playing. Or it could be true, they've had conversations with Dortmund, and Dortmund are insistent, no matter, even if Chelsea put in 200, that they won't budge. But that's not the message that is coming out, because the message from the Dortmund camp is only an insane offer would be accepted. So you're getting the messages through the media, the Dortmund side and the Chelsea side. So it could be somewhere in the middle, and I possibly can see this deal going through for like 130 million, but anything can happen in football. I've got no inside information, it's just my gut instinct. Moving on to the other story now, Livramento has chosen Southampton. Brighton were in pole position up until last week, but Chelsea, a lot of Chelsea fans, I think they were saying this is the one that got away, but Chelsea have been quite clever in the way that they've sorted out this deal, because they see a future within this guy. And with Livramento, what they've done, they've inserted a buyback clause into this deal, or a sell clause. So if they don't really fancy him, they get a percentage. But if he turns out to be a brilliant player at Southampton, there's a buyback clause that we can get this guy back. So it's all's not lost, because everyone's saying that this is the next superstar, and if he is the next superstar, we get him back. So we're not faced with a De Bruyne, Salah type situation with this one. So it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned. And for me, I can see a lot of our transfers going that way in the future, and I don't mind that. So what do? Why not sell players rather than loan? Because with loans, they don't feel attached to that club, and not all loan deals work. Some do, not all do. But it's a case of if we see a player with promise, sell him to another player, put in a buyback clause for him, so we kind of save face. If this guy does well, we can get him back anyway. He feels at home to the club because it's not a loan. He's attached to that club, so he's going to be putting in good performances for them, and that way it's kind of a long-term loan in a way, where we can assess this player in an environment that he's comfortable in and see how they progress. So we've got lots of youth players. Not all of them are gonna make it. There are going to be some that we regret letting go, but you know what? If we are smart enough in the way that we do our deals, then it's not going to be as bad as some people are making it out to be. So those are my two stories today. Let me know what you think. What's your thoughts on this Lukaku situation? We'd be happy to get Lukaku. A lot of people don't want Lukaku, but let me pose this question to you. If we weren't in for Haaland and Lukaku was our number one choice, would you be happy for him? Because I think Lukaku is a good goal scorer, and I think that even if we got him, he will still be instrumental in leading us, instrumental in a title challenge for us, because he's a goal scorer, and we lack a goal scorer. He's somebody who can put the ball in the back of the net and all those chances that we create, and I can see him scoring 25, 30 plus goals for us in the season. I think the reason why a lot of people don't want him is because they want Haaland so badly, and by getting Lukaku means that we don't get Haaland. So would you be prepared to have Lukaku as an option if the Lukaku deal cannot be pulled off? And what do you think about my suggestion about letting some of these younger players go, but inserting a lot of buyback clauses into their contract, so that if they do become a success, then we can get these guys back to our club at some point in their career? Stick your comments in the section below. Until then, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.